Hello my beautiful fashion lovers, welcome back again to my channel. So today we'll be making this beautiful fringe skirt on my thumbnail. I'll be using this material for it. I've folded my fabric into two and I'm using my knee length for the length of the skirt. Okay, the length will just be on my knee. If you want to make yours shorter, you go ahead to make it shorter, but for me I'll just use my knee measurement, which is 21 plus folding allowance, okay, minus my waistband measurement. Okay, so now I will go ahead to measure my hip line, which I use 10 for my hip line. Then after measuring that, I will go on the waist side. I will fix in my waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1.5 sewing allowance. Okay, you can put 2 inches, you can put 1 inch, but I'm going for 1.5. Then on the hip line, I will go on to mark my hip measurement, hip circumference divided by 4 plus my sewing allowance. Then I will head on to the hemming side, that is the length of the skirt. Okay, I will head on to that place and mark my waist measurement. I will transfer my waist measurement to the knee length, that is to the length of the skirt, which is the knee length. I will transfer it to that place. That's how I do mine. But if this method you don't like it or doesn't work for you, you can just minus 2 inches from your hip measurement, then you mark it on the hemming line. That is the downside of your skirt. Okay, but for me, this marking waist measurement on the hemming side always work for me. So I use my ruler to trace out what I've marked out. Now I will just go ahead to remove the 1 inch for the bulging. That 1 inch for the bulging at the up side, at the waist side there, I will remove it. I will still add it back at the back side. Okay, I will still add it back. So that is it for the front side. I'll go ahead now to cut out what I've marked. So after cutting out, I will place the front side on another folded fabric. I will place it this way on that folded fabric. The 1 inch I removed at the waist side, I will add it now at the back side. Instead of it to bulge at the front, it will flatten at the back side. Okay, so this is what I use, and this method always works for me. So after replacing that 1 inch, I'll now go ahead to mark out my zip allowance, which I'm using 1.5 for my zip allowance. I don't want to use too much allowance. Okay, I just want to maintain this type of allowance. I'll go ahead to cut out, then split out the zip side. Yeah, after that, I've gone ahead here to cut out lining for everything. I've cut out lining for all. As you can see, I've cut out lining for both the back and the front. Now go ahead to the hemming side and you're going to remove 1 inch. This 1 inch will help you to give it a nice fold in. Okay, you mark out 1 inch and you cut it out. Why I use 1 inch here is because it's a short skirt, but if I'm making a long skirt, I always mark out 2 inches for this. Okay, so for this I'm using 1 inch. Okay, I'll still place the same thing at the back side and still cut it out, right? So after cutting that, I will head on now to join what I've cut out, that is joining the lining and the fabric together. Okay, I'll place the lining on the ankara and I will go to my machine and join the both together. After joining it this way, I will drag the lining to meet up the waist side and I will hold the side. Can you see? And I'll hold the side. So I have a proper video of skirt. You can go on to other videos and watch it so you understand. Now I've gone ahead to turn everything with the lining. As you can see, I've turned the back side, I've turned the front side. Okay, this is the front side, I've turned it out this way, and this is the back side, I've also turned it out and also fix my dart. Yeah, I also fix my back dart, which I've done here this way. Now moving on, I'll go ahead to mark out my zip length, which I'm using 8 here for my zip length. After marking that, I will mark out the slit of my back skirt, which I'm using 7, but I later close it up. Okay, but I later close it up because I don't want it, since it's short skirt, I don't want that slit and I want to wear it to church. So but if you know you can maintain the slit, you can go ahead and give it a slit. I later close up the slit so that I can look responsible while going to church with it. But if you are free with that, you can go ahead to open up the slit. Okay, so I'm done here closing all. I'm done closing it, so remaining the zip side and the slit side. Now I will take the front and the back together this way, and I will shaping it. I will head to my machine and place a stitch on the line I've drew there. Then this is the band, which I use 2.5 here for both sewing allowance and the band itself. Okay, I will head on now to fix the band around the waist of the skirt. After fixing it, I will fix my zip. Okay, please just head to other of my videos, you will get a proper tutorial of how to make a skirt. This is just for this fringe, that is why I'm doing it this way. So here everything is done, our skirt is ready. As you can see, this is our skirt. Next thing is to give it a good ironing once they bring light. Okay, and if you watch my videos, you will notice that I always tape everything in. Hardly you need a weaving machine for them. Okay, so moving on now to our fringe, you get a circle bow this way. You're going to get a circle bow this way, whatever one you want to use or the size you want to use. You get a circle, make it just make it circle. Okay, so this is the one I'm using and I'm trying to draw. I'm drawing out the circles the way I want it. Okay, so the number of circles I use is 60. Yes, I use 60 in total. That is the pieces of this circle. I use 60 in total, so it's not a day job. I cut this for like, I started like today, I finished the next day, you know, drawing out the pattern, cutting, drawing a pattern, cutting. It was not easy and I was only the one doing it. Okay, so this is where the work lies. Okay, just go ahead and cut out the pattern. I'll be needing 60 depending on how full you want it to be. If you want it fuller, you can go more. If you want it exactly the outcome of my own, you can just use 60. Okay, so after cutting, after drawing the circle, you go ahead to cut out the shape. You go ahead to cut out the shape. And I want to say something here. If you have a very good soldering iron, you can make use of it. Okay, if you have a very good soldering iron that can cut Ankara, you can make use of it. But my own, I have, but at the point of making this video, the light we have was not full, so the thing was hot but was not cutting the Ankara, so I had to use my scissors to do it. Okay, so these are the 60 pieces of it that I cut out here. I use this shape to cut it out. This is 60 pieces in number. No be joke. It was a whole lot of work here, drawing out the shape and cutting. So after that, you're going to place inch of it like this. You're going to inch of the lines, you use 6. Yes, 6 pieces of this circle. Inch of the line, you're going to use 6 pieces of this circle. If you want yours longer, you can use 7, you can use 8. But for the length of this particular skirt that I made, if you like it that way, you're going to use 6. So these are the 6 like this. After placing this way, you can use your pin to secure it. The way you place it, line straight this way, use your pin to secure it, then head to your machine to make a stitch on them to join them together like this. Again, to join them together like that, okay? And you're going to make out that line like that, a whole of, I think I use just that 6 6 6 6. So whatever it gives you, that is how you're going to measure it round and fix it, okay? So this is me now. I'm going to mark out the space, how I want to space it. You get? So, and I'm using 4 inches for the spacing. I'm using 4 inches for this spacing. So as I mark the 4 inches, I go ahead again to measure another 4 inches. I mark it. I go ahead again to measure another 4 inch. I mark it. That is how I measure it round the circumference of this skirt, the downside. That is how I mark it for 4 inches, and I measure it round. Okay, just calmly. This skirt is a whole lot of work. Is a whole lot of work. Cutting the shapes and marking and sewing in, joining together. It was not easy, but it was the time. Okay, so now I'm done marking it. All I will do is to bring the shapes that I've joined together and stitch it on the tip of this hemming side like this. I'm going to just stitch it like a distance of 0.5 inch. Okay, you head to your machine and stitch it that way. Get another one, place it on the place you mark. You're going to make your chalk very visible, as you can see mine. So place it on it and make a stitch. Bring another one again, place it on it and make a stitch. That's how you're going to place all of them till you get to the back side and just cover up those downside, the circle. Just cover it up with this trimming. The spacing depends on how you want it. Okay, if you want it fuller, you cut more. So now to this our beautiful top. I believe so many of us remember this beautiful top that I made for one skirt like that, for one short like that. So this is the usefulness. Okay, this top will serve you for many things. That is why I use that pin. So now I want to remove the pocket. This pocket I use for that short, I want to remove it, and I want to use this circle now to make a style at the sleeve side, because I want to use this top. I want to slay it on that skirt that I'm making. That skirt that I just finished making now, I want to slay this top with it. So this is the outcome of our style. I believe the stress worth it. Okay, I believe the stress worth it. Can you see it? Worth it rather. Can you see the beauty? Can you see it? You can slay it on a black top. You can still slay it on. If you want the tutorial of this top, head to other of my videos. You get the tutorial of this top. You can watch it, and don't forget to subscribe. Please, my beautiful people, if you find this video helpful, please, for the sake of the steps I passed through to cut this shape, just help me like, comment, share this video. If you have not subscribed to this family, please do well to subscribe to this family. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for always watching my video, and thank you all for always coming back to check up whatever I drop and you click and you watch. My God will bless you abundantly. See you all in my next video. Bye.